we've got this amazing, unique Scandinavian gold berry blend that's fused in every one of our products here with the wellness, the energy, the weight loss. And this is a very, very unique formula. The Arctic Cloudberry in and of itself is unique to our company. It's unique to the industry. We're the only company in the industry with this amazing Arctic Cloudberry. And then you add all these amazing berries to it. We have got a very unique formula here that not only in the wellness, the energy, but in the weight loss, we can benefit from all of this. So I asked Dr. Rouse to come on tonight and come on and just really go into some scientific research behind this amazing berry blend, and so that we can all know, what we're getting in each one of these products and the benefits that we can get from all of them. So, Dr. Rouse, did you make it on the line with me tonight?
Hey, Gloria, Dr. Rouse is in the house, and it is amazing, and it is scientific. Looking forward to talking about it tonight.
Well, good. Well, we're going to start out, and I know the Arctic Cloudberry is really unique to this berry blend, and I don't know, you might have a couple of things that you want to share before you get into the nuts and bolts of the training, but I know this Arctic Cloudberry is something that we'd never heard of before. It's very unique. It's unique to Visi, and it is a very, very exciting ingredient. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this over to you.
Hey, and anything that can grow in the Arctic snow and thrive in the Arctic sunshine, especially the Scandinavian 24-hour sun, has to be awesome. It's hardy. What we can do tonight, Gloria, as I move along and talk about the 5 ingredients that are in the Scandinavian Gold, I'll just sort of hop around, but what you can do is you can flip slide to slide to slide. You can go back a slide or two.
Okay.
Don't worry about trying to find any particular note, because I'm going to talk about it as a blend. The synergy is that all 5 are unique, putting it all together. And everything that I say actually has everything to do with the entire goldberry blend. The Scandinavian blend is the Arctic Cloudberry, the Lingonberry, the Vikingberry, the Arctic Brambleberry, and the Bilberry. So as I strum along, as I take a walk down the Scandinavian Boulevard, feel free to flip any slide and just keep them. You can just rotate them, just put them on as you go.
Okay.
Because for those of you who are not managing to consume 5 daily servings of fruits and vegetables, like all of the people that are in the nutrition tell you that you ought to, well, I've got good news for you, that in order to stop degeneration, we're talking about degenerative diseases, you're going to have to up that 5 daily servings of fruit and vegetables to actually be at least the equivalent of 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. And I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think that anybody's going to eat that many fruits and vegetables, breakfast, lunch, supper, nor snack. But whenever you take a daily dose of the Visi Scandinavian Goldberry Blend, you are getting the actuality of physically eating the best of fruits and vegetables, and you would have to eat at least 10 quality servings to equal what's in one packet per day. So when we look at it, we say, do we have anybody out there that you personally know that's concerned with protection to ward off cancer? Do you know anybody in your arena of acquaintances who is definitely concerned with cardiovascular diseases? Or do you know anybody who perhaps is in a cognitive decline? Well, in the blend of berries, these are berries, very good berries. We're talking about a rainbow of health benefits. The coloration speaks for itself. The power within the darkest purple, the golden reds, the yellows, bright as sunshine. This stuff is functional. We're talking about functional foods that enter the human cells to quench dangerous oxygen radicals. And when they go in the cell and start working for you on almost probably within 30 minutes after the first swallow. You're talking about anti-inflammatory action. And think about it. Inflammation underlies most chronic diseases of aging. So anytime we can inhibit the growth or reproduction of bad cells, I was just reading an article release from Food Chemistry that was very well done on the berry extracts and the berry blends, and it was showing how inhibiting growth and reproduction of leukemia cells was absolutely phenomenal, because these particular berries produce what we call in medicine apoptosis. Now, apoptosis means self-destruction of cancer cells. And it wasn't just in leukemia. When they started researching, they found that we're talking lung and prostate, breast tissue, all kinds of things. Do these berries have a very high ORAC value? Are they very, very strong in antioxidant effects? Absolutely. The protective effects are so high in ORAC values that we scoot them out of the normal plane, and our ORAC value is so protective that we put it in there in what we call the protective effects on coronary arteries. We're talking about heart healthy. We're talking about arteries. We're talking about some of the major arteries of the body, and the main one that's always influenced positively is the aorta, the big artery. It protects the liver. We're talking berry protection. We're talking very powerful protection of the liver. We're talking about defending against development of gastric ulcers. When they looked at the research, the medical research, and saw how effective it was in curtailing, killing, and eradicating the H. pylori bacteria, research went way farther than just looking at a slide under a microscope. They said, well, let's try it in human beings with peptic ulcers, duodenal ulcers, and lo and behold, the power of the Arctic cloudberry was just fantastic in defending against the development of gastric ulcers. It helps everybody to have a healthier blood level of glucose. Ooh, that's good. That speaks volumes to diabetics. But it also helped everybody to have a healthier blood level of cholesterol. And I hear people every day worrying about their cholesterol level. They say, my number's 300, my number's 240. And the truth is that every single person who is going to get a good berry induction is going to find that it gives you a healthier blood level of cholesterol. It'll stimulate the protective mucus in the stomach, so while it's killing H. pylori bacteria, that's the guy that always causes the ulcerations, you're actually rebuilding the stomach lining, so you can actually make your stomach like a stomach of steel and endure some things that you couldn't in the past. It'll provide some very nice enzymatic therapy. And by that I mean that the enzymatic therapy, these enzyme structures that are regulated and upgraded, it upregulates the defense of some special enzymes that are going to protect the eyes. This stuff called bilberry and the Vikingberry and the lingonberry are very eye protecting because they are enzymatic therapy. They guard against age-related disorders such as macular degeneration. When we measure the oxidation, the antioxidant effect, we find that the vitamin C level in these berries are much, much greater than even the best, plumpiest, juiciest orange. So we've heard for years that oranges are good. I have no qualms with that, but we've got something that's better than that. The vitamin C level is way up there. And you'll find that the chemistry of these berries will definitely help you to adapt to the dark. Like you come from the bright sunshine into the dark, and you'll actually see better in the nighttime. Your nighttime vision will be absolutely better. And when we structurally looked at it, a lot of people are into computerization. We found that the berries were very good to help keep the tired eye syndrome at bay. The berries reduce the susceptibility of low-density lipoproteins. We're talking about LDL, the bad cholesterol. They sure did. In other words, what it did, the susceptibility of these particular cholesterols, the VLDL, the LDL, it prevented them from oxidative stress. It prevented them from being sticky and being out of shape. It improves the functioning not only of the arteries but also the veins. Wow, that's anti-hemorrhoid. That's anti-varicose vein. That's spider vein, anti-spider vein, and even down to the capillaries. That means anti-bruising. So if you want to live longer, you need to get at least 10 good servings of fruit and vegetables every day. But I got a better choice. You can do the berry up, and you'll be there. It's going to improve the blood flow. It'll help keep the vascular system of the entire body, including the brain, much sharper. We have found that because of the phenolic antimicrobial activity, see, this thing is phenolic, phenomenally phenolic. That means it has an antibacterial effect. And look how many times we run into the bugs that hurt us, like Klebsiella, E. coli, things like Haemophilus influenza, bacteria that's against us, always making us feel bad. You can check it. You got the phenolic antimicrobial activity that kills not only bacteria but viruses. And look, with the flu season just around the corner, with the cold season and the sniffles absolutely going to come again just like it does every year, fortify now and see if you don't make it through without the aggravation of a bad cold or the flu. And when they got down to it, especially in the elderly who are so prone to having repeat problems with UTI, urinary tract infection, they found that the nutrition in the berry not only reduced inflammation, which relieved the symptoms, the frequency, the urgency that got to go, that was curtailed, subsided. It has a wide array of health benefits, including protecting the liver from free radical damage, reducing inflammation. Wow, reducing inflammation. Anybody with a knee, a back, a hip, a shoulder or something that's out of whack and needs a little less inflammation. So we're protecting the blood lipids from peroxidation. We're protecting the blood vessels, but we're also knocking out inflammation. And some of it is a very subtle but very dangerous inflammation that kills people. It's called C-reactive protein. And C-reactive protein will mess with your heart blood vessels and make your heart weaker and make you more prone to blood clots and heart attacks. So anytime you take out inflammation like C-reactive protein, you're extending your lifespan. You're making yourself healthier. And when we get down to it, we have a medical term for that. It's anti-atherosclerotic, meaning that every blood vessel is more pliable, flexible, and healthier. We're talking about a powerhouse of nutrition, and included in the powerhouse of nutrition is omega-3s. How many of you take fish oil every day and you say, I'd like to not have to take another fish? I got good news for you. You get all the benefit of omega-3 in the berry blend. So yes, you're getting the omega-3s that are good for your skin and all the other parts. It's a good protection, and because it does improve the blood flow to the brain, you're talking about protection against age-related memory loss and difficulties in brain function. We're going to help the entire neurological system. People you may have a family member who is an epileptic, who does have grand mal seizures, who does know the necessity of Dilantin or phenobarbital or Depakote. Yes, this stuff mixes fine and perfectly well with the pharmaceutical drugs, the trileptals, the things that they give epileptic patients. But look, we're talking about making the brain healthier, the neurological system more functional. And did you know that every second, every single tick of the clock, every second, Each cell in the human body is bombarded with thousands of attacking free radicals. No wonder we're aging so fast and showing so many degenerative diseases. So when I say 5 fruits and vegetables, we're talking a plethora of good nutrition necessary to stave off the bombardment of that many thousands of free radicals every second. And anytime you go in there and start helping the body to get healthier, that's a good thing. Hey, what will this stuff do for bone density? Is there anything in there that helps the bone to be stronger, to say, well, I don't want to hear osteoporosis, I don't want to hear osteopenia? Yes. The boron, the K2, the power of the calcium, the magnesium, the things that assimilate and absorb. See, what we call an osteoblast, that means we're going in there and we're making the bone healthy, strong. But at the same time, we want the osteoclast, the old bad stuff, to break down and get out of there. And we don't want an osteophyte, which is a bone spur, so come on. What we have is a perfectly good, wholesome, healthy way to build good bones. Osteoblast goes in there and builds smooth, strong bones. Osteoclast lets the old bad stuff get out of there. And we don't want any osteophytes because nobody likes a bone spur. They hurt. So we're talking about good nutrition, aren't we? And we're talking about, look, helping prevent urinary tract infection was just one major avenue, but guess what? This stuff stays around in the colon, works as a prebiotic, probiotic, and actually fights against all parasites. So any type of parasite is going to have a hard time when you start pumping the golden berries in there on a regular basis. I love to hear the stories when people say, wow, Dr. Charlie, you have begun to soothe my arthritic pains, my gouty toe. You're making things feel better. And I said, look, not only that, but if I can measure the inflammation in your colon, I'll guarantee you that it's not only anti-arthritic, it's anti-colitis. We're blocking inflammatory processes that are all the way up and all the way down. So from C-reactive protein that protects the heart, down to the knee pain, to the back pain, all the way into the gut and everywhere else. We're reducing levels of triglycerides. We're reducing levels of cholesterol. We're reducing levels of glucose in the blood. And when we do that, we're even finding that the golden berries reduce the amount of cholesterol stored in the liver. And think about it. How many of you you have a family history of cholesterol? That's because your liver stores too much cholesterol, and we're going to deal with that with the 5-berry complex. Anytime you boost the production of insulin in the pancreatic cells and make the cell more reactive to the insulin, we then know for sure that blood glucose levels will be healthier. So look at here. What are we doing? We're fighting off E. coli in the bladder walls. We're preventing the H. pylori from ulcerations. We're inhibiting the proliferation of abnormal cells can become a problematic cancer, whether it's breast, prostate, colon, or lung. And anytime you put all that stuff into one healthy way without any intervention of interference, no side effects, no interference, we are doing something very good. By the way, this stuff is so rich in potassium and magnesium that it will modulate blood pressure. Yes, systolic as well as diastolic, it modulates the blood pressure. It does not raise the blood pressure one iota. It modulates it. It means that if you're trying to inch up, it brings it back down. And because that is working internally with the blood vessels, we are inhibiting platelet aggregation. Platelet aggregation means clumpy blood that causes blood clots. That means no heart attacks, no strokes when you don't have the blood clot. That's a good thing. So lessening inflammation is a major thing. And as we look to soothe all of the symptoms and shorten the duration of anything that's aggravating us, We're going to find out that this stuff works. The reason that it does work is because it's rich in resveratrol. Resveratrol out the kazoo. And resveratrol turns on good genes called sirtuin-2. When the sirtuin level goes on, the bad genes are turned off. And now we're working on just making everything healthy. It definitely will support the skin, the underlying structure of the skin. We're talking glycoaminoglycan, the rebar, the structural intensity, the integrity of skin. It'll improve your glycoaminoglycan, which means you will have younger looking skin, probably 6 months to a year into therapy. It's an excellent source of beta carotene. The nutrition is so great that it absorbs excessive iron, and it makes the good iron. You know, you might eat rice today, and you get the iron from the rice. Well, we don't want excess iron because hemochromatosis is very damaging to the liver and the human body. But when your body will utilize and absorb iron, that's good. Energy up, body doesn't degenerate, and when we take out excessive bad iron, we prevent iron toxicity. So we're moving along and we're saying, look at this stuff. What else could it do? Well, it fortifies the body's defenses. It reduces plasma urate. By the way, plasma urate, some of you call it uric acid, that's gout. And when you start reducing plasma urate, you're going to definitely feel better and know that you do. And then final and the last call tonight is endocrinology. This stuff benefits the entire endocrine system. I'm talking about the hypothalamus of your brain that controls your appetite. I'm talking about the pituitary gland of your brain that controls the calcium absorption, assimilation, the thyroid function. I'm talking about the thyroid glands. I'm talking about the adrenal glands on the kidney. I'm talking about the pancreas, where the islet of Langerhans, the little beta cells produce insulin. I'm talking about the pineal gland that's going to help you, better to sleep, better to awake. I'm talking about the thymus gland. When the thymus gland is happy, the major powerful control room, the computer room for your immune system is the thymus gland. And when the thymus gland is functioning, then you are in control with an immune system. And guess what? This stuff is so safe, so gentle, so nice that you could definitely consider using it to calm a hyperactive kid. That's how good, how easy it is. And regular consumption guards the cells against bombardment and onslaught. So all I can say is, what you waiting on? We're talking about the Gold Pack. We're talking about the Scandinavian Gold Berry Blend that is so powerfully fortified that it is designed for every single person in the family, every single person that you know. And it's not going to have one interference with any known pharmaceutical drug from Canada or the United States of America. And the truth is that when people take it, they're going to know the difference. And that's just I'm talking about the things that I read to you tonight are coming out of clinical, major scientific studies, and I've got a research folder full of journal entries and things that people have done. And I'm very excited that we didn't just take a bilberry, that we didn't just take an Arctic brambleberry, that we didn't just take a Viking berry, that we didn't just take a lingonberry, that we didn't just take the Arctic cloudberry. We synergistically blended them with perfection to make it the world's best life-changing nutrition. And aren't you proud that you're a member of the Visi family? Well, Gloria, that's about it for that, but I do appreciate you chose the topic, and I certainly get excited when I get to talk about it.
Well, I tell you what, Dr. Rouse, this was phenomenal information, and I tell you, out of all the years that I've been working in nutrition, and it's been almost 20 years now, I don't think I've ever had a supplement that covers so many areas in just really one or two simple products. And to know that we have this unique berry blend in all three of our products is just amazing. And I know that as with anything, the more consistent you are with it, the more benefit you're going to see. And some people need more help than others. Some people need to repair more damage than others. But it's just so exciting to know that this is in every single product. But I know for me particularly, I don't go a day without the 3 products together. I think you will benefit tremendously from taking all 3 of them. So I'm just excited that we have this type of nutrition here with Visi. It's definitely superior. It's the world's best, and we have it here with Visi. So I appreciate